It's 5:30. Welcome to everyone that's at the City Council meeting of Thursday, June 19th, 2025. The Opens Meeting Act is posted on the north wall of the council chambers. That is the new Open Meetings Act, which will eventually get back on the east wall, but that is that for today. And a notice of this meeting was published in the York News Times on June 12, 2025. If you would, please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amanda, roll call.
McGregor.
Here.
Northrup.
Here.
North.
Here.
Shepherd.
Here.
Postier.
Here.
Wilkinson.
Here.
Van Esch.
Here.
Piper.
Here.
You were all sent the minutes of the June 5th, 2025 meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes?
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes, I have to go.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Next agenda item are claims of elected officials.
We have 3 claims of elected officials tonight. First is Tony North of North Printing and Office Supply, in the amount of $3,275.08. I move for approval.
Second.
Motion is second. Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes, I have no voice. I have no voice.
North.
Abstain.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes. Second, we have Jeff Piper of Piper's Inc. in the amount of $1,632.62. I move for approval.
Second.
Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Abstain. And third is Jeff Piper again of Piper's Potties in the amount of $180. I move for approval.
Second.
Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Abstain.
Next are the claims for the period of June 6th through June 19th, 2025.
The Finance Committee did meet yesterday to review those claims, and I move for approval for the claims for the period of June 6th through June 19th, 2025.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further questions of the Finance Committee? Hearing none. Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
You were also sent the department activity reports for the month of May 2025. Are there any questions of staff on those reports?
Move for approval. Second.
Motion and a second. Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Our next item are the cash balances for the month of May 2025, and that report was also sent to you.
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on that? Hearing none. Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Our next agenda item is the city administrator report. Dr. Crawford.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Last week, we had several conversations about the future of York for the York Comprehensive Plan update. We had great participation from lots of different groups that included realtors and housing developers, the young professionals. It also included people interested in sports and youth activities. And it also had a great education conversation, and we had people from York University, York Public Schools, and our parochial schools all here at the same time, and a great conversation about education and also what they see in terms of the needs that they see in their families from their experience with their students. And then Wednesday night, we had a public conversation. And I left the sheets up from that conversation so you can wander by and see them after the meeting and see some of the things that people raised at the public session. I posted on the front page of the city website a summary that the consultant gave us, just a one-sentence summary, so it's not lots of depth, but just her sense of, from all these conversations, here are themes that came up, so you can check that out. I also posted on our website on the front page a link to the retail coach survey. So we had great response rates on that. And I think like over 1,000 people answered, and we had over 200 high school students answer that survey. So it's been exciting to see all the ways that people are getting involved and sharing their input in lots of ways. And so the results of that are linked to the web page as well.
Very good. Thank you very much. We have some special designated permits that we need to approve. So consider approval of a special designated license for the Fraternal Order of Eagles, 605 North Lincoln Avenue, for the street dance band on September 5th, 2025. Madonna.
So I'm not with the Eagles, but I know what these are about. You notice the dates on those do coincide with our annual York Fest celebration. And so they will be doing the half street closure on 6th Street between the alley behind our offices and their club up to Lincoln Avenue. And then they will do the stockade fence around the front of their club in the morning with the Bloody Mary bar. That's been a very successful fundraiser for their philanthropic efforts for those two. And they've been kind of part of the York Fest fabric for a good couple years.
Very good. Thanks for that.
Absolutely.
So before us is the first license for September 5th, 2025.
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further comment? Amanda.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Ash.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Next, then, we would have consider approval of a special designated license for the Fraternal Order of Eagles, 605 North Lincoln Avenue, for a Bloody Mary bar on the outside outdoor beer garden on September 6, 2025. That was the second thing that Madonna referred to you.
Move for approval. Second.
Motion is second. Any further comment? Amanda.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Ash.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
And next is consider approval of a special designated license for Fresh Foods York, Inc. for a wine tasting at the York County Fair, 2345 North Lincoln, Nebraska Avenue on July 31st, 2025. I don't know if anyone is here tonight to speak of that, or if anyone has any comments on that. I know they have multiple things that they do up there. I think this might be a new one for them, but
Didn't they take it over? It's Grand Central.
yeah, I know. I think it's new for them, but I think they've had different things through other vendors or other businesses in the past.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further comment? Amanda.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Ash.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Our next agenda item is consider approval of a bid from Sabre Communication Corporation for the fire station communication tower in the amount of $81,039. Chief, would you please come to the microphone and let us know about this?
So the RFP for the new comms tower up at the new fire station, we had 5 submittals. We did a very detailed analysis of each one. And I believe most of you have the reasons for our selection. If there's any questions, let me know, but we selected Sabre Manufacturing. They weren't the cheapest, but they're the ones that followed the RFP all the way through. They have a very good product. We checked the references. So I would recommend that we go forward with their RFP.
From what I saw, and it looked like you did do a very thorough job and go through all the bids, and we did have a number of bids, so I think, yeah, I appreciate everybody's efforts in trying to get the absolute best thing for us. Any questions of the chief while he's still at the microphone on this issue?
And this one will not look like a palm tree, right?
We could pencil or
They have those, they have the options. So that's good.
I don't think we need to get rid of
No.
Any further questions? Make a motion? Thank you.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Are there any other comments? Thank you. Hearing none, Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Next is we have an appointment, and before I make this appointment, I'd like to thank Chad Maddox for his time on the Anna Bemis Palmer Museum Advisory Board, but I would like to appoint Jared Pack to the Anna Bemis Palmer Museum Advisory Board for a term ending July 15th, 2028.
Move for approval. Second.
Motion and a second. Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Next, we have two public hearings on special use permits. The first one is consider approval of a special use permit filed by Epworks LLC for an RV park consisting of 20 full hookup spots located on a regular track 24-36-11-3, City of York. Is someone here to speak to this for the applicant? And if you would, please state your name and address for the record.
It's Lynn Wagner, 21946 North Balboa, Maricopa, Arizona. So we are looking to put in 20 spots. Basically, it's just the next step in creating this area for people coming into town that are looking for a place to stay. We now have the dormitory style housing done, and the next is this small campground back off the road. We're not looking to bring in anyone from the interstate. We're not looking for that kind of traffic. And basically, we're going to advertise on our website that we have these spots for people that are working here. We're not going to tell anybody they have to go away if they stop, but that's really what we're looking for is just that next level of diversification. So.
Maybe full sewer, water, and then hook up. So
Yes.
they don't have to move the camper every 10 minutes.
Nope.
And it does sit back behind, kind
It
of
sits
back behind the
behind.
property.
Yeah, you would go in the south driveway and it's just straight back from there. Not something you'd probably be able to see from the road unless you were trying. So,
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, it fits in really well with all the great things that have happened out there.
yeah, yeah.
So any further questions on Lynn's at the microphone? Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. If anyone else would like to speak to this matter, they can come to the microphone at this time. Dan, you're always welcome at the microphone.
Just a couple of things. The property has been posted with a special use sign since May 30th, and the planning commission recommended approval.
Very good, thank you for that information. Would anyone else like to speak to this matter? Please state your name and address for the record.
Willard Peterson, 514 Road 13. My address is York. I'm a proud resident of Bradshaw. Don't forget it. And am I welcome at the mic like he was?
You're welcome.
Anyway, I was at the other hearing. I'll just relate that because some of you weren't. People need places to live in York County. This is an unconventional way to live, but it's a way to live and a place to be. Oh, and then if I could, I would make the same statement about the next thing on there with the apartments. Is that okay?
We've got that, I think we've got your drift, so yeah, go right ahead while you're standing.
What?
Well, we'll talk about that in a
Just ditto
second.
to that other.
Okay,
People need a place to live.
duly noted. Thank you, Willard. Would anyone else like to speak to this matter? Seeing no one else come to the microphone, I'm going to close the public hearing on this agenda item, and I'll turn it over to the council for your wishes.
I move for approval.
I have a motion and a second. Any further comments? Hearing none. Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Our next public hearing is to consider approval of a special use permit filed by Brandon Skelton for apartments in the lower level of a commercial building located on a regular track 52, 710-2, City of York. I do not see the applicant here tonight. Dan, would you come to the microphone and maybe you can add a few comments to this?
Okay, so this is the old Walkner Insurance Building here south of town, and same thing, the property was posted on May 30th. The planning commission did recommend approval.
So the building that he has a commercial space upstairs.
Yes.
That was previously used for commercial, and then the apartment is downstairs, which was previously in the past an apartment.
Right.
Yes.
And that's going back that non-conforming use when that was rezoned, and since it hadn't been used for several months, then that.
He's not grandfathered in with that.
Not grandfathered in anymore, so it had to be, our zoning had to be updated to include the special use, and then the special use permit filled out for planning commission, and then for that approval said the,
And I think that, I mean, I am aware that it had been completely kind of renovated, the downstairs, and that it does have a person that wants to live there and create a housing unit.
They've
So,
been working on it a long.
yeah, and so they've made some great improvements. So, anything else to add, Dan? Thank you. Yeah, this is a public hearing, so thank you though, but this is a public hearing if anyone else would like to speak to this matter. I have your thumbs up, ditto. Is anyone else wanting to come to the microphone? Seeing no one coming, I will close the public hearing on this agenda item, and I'll turn it over to the council to consider approval of this special use permit.
I'll still move for approval.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the council? Hearing none. Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Our next three agenda items are all in regard to the downtown redevelopment. Madonna, if you'd like to just kind of do an overview of all three of those, and then we'll take them one at a time.
Sounds great. These are the final three projects in this round of the DTR funding, so it is now pending your approval, would exhaust all the funds. It took a little while to come out of the State Historical Preservation Organization. There was a lot of communication with those property owners. Two of our property owners are unable to be here. It is heavy into baseball, softball season, and so, isn't that right, Mr. Anish? Yeah. And so they're not here. Jody Glaze is here. She's one of the projects. If you recall, she started her project at the last phase. She used up the funds that were available in that last phase, and looks to complete that. The north wall of her building does look a lot nicer. Now that all of the fencing is down from the EPA, you can see it.
So close.
So it's been a pleasure to work with all the property owners through this process, and look forward to your approval so we can just start swinging some hammers soon. Any questions for me?
Thanks for all of your efforts on this. We appreciate it very much. It's been another successful round of this,
Yeah.
and we can hopefully we'll have another chat someday.
I hope so.
So thank you very much.
Yeah.
So our next agenda item is consider approval of number 24 downtown redevelopment 006 facade improvement program to the York Dance Center, 415 North Platte Avenue for awnings, windows, and doors, grant in the amount of $22,160.60. The total project being $29,547.46.
Move for approval. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Our next is to consider approval of number 24 downtown redevelopment 006 facade improvement program to the Colburn Consulting and Project Management, 207 East 6th Street, for exterior repair, replacement of roof, awnings, windows, doors, grants in the amount of $86,059.89. Total project cost $137,839.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Amanda?
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
And the last one is consider approval of number 24 downtown redevelopment 006 facade improvement program to First National Company, where Heritage Realty is, at 111 East 6th Street for the exterior repair, replacement, and awnings, granting the amount of $7,305. Total project cost $9,740. Motion
Second.
and a second. Amanda.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Our final agenda item is ordinance number 2396. It is the second reading to amend Chapter 28, Article 2, Article 2 peddlers, Section 2856 fees to provide for an annual fee. I think, Willard,
Well,
come to the microphone.
I can.
You can come to the
I
microphone.
gotta do something before you make a motion. Nobody make a motion. Now, this might be a never mind, but we'll find out. Willard Peterson, 514 Road 13, York. I'm a resident of Bradshaw, and I'm proud of it. Make sure you get that in there. Okay, if this has anything to do with food trucks, don't. Ish.
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 We're in a big discussion about food trucks.
Okay, well, and, so if I'm out of line, tell me.
No, I
But
mean,
I do
I
have a
think
comment about the specific food.
the food truck conversation is ongoing at this
That will-
point.
you'll have- you'll
And
have-
there's gonna be times, this is just allowing people that are selling things to be able to do it, to pay an annual fee instead of a daily or weekly or monthly fee.
Right.
I think, is that correct, Tony?
Correct. All this ordinance is doing, the only change is we're adding the last line here where it says $400 or $100 for the year. We had these three options before. We're just making it a little bit easier. So that's all we're doing on this.
But none of this is particularly specific
We have-
to,
Not at this time.
not yet, so you're.
Right.
Willard, we still define what a food truck
No,
is. That's what we're
I'm
doing.
going by what some things I've written in
Yeah.
the
Right.
paper, and, so, because I have some definite thoughts about food trucks.
Well, we'll look
I'll
forward
just
to,
sneak one in.
We'll look-
Don't mess with them.
we'll look forward to hearing those later, Willard. Thank you very much. So anyway, that is what in fact, that we're trying to do with this. So we didn't pass this on the first reading because we had a few council people that were gone. So this is the second reading, so it would be up for you if you want to suspend the rules on this.
I move to suspend the rules for ordinance number 2396.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to suspend the rules on ordinance number 2396. Amanda.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Postier. Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
And now passage of ordinance number 2396.
Move for passage of ordinance 2396.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further comments? Hearing none. Amanda.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Postier. Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
Very good. That brings us to the end of our agenda. We are going to, after we adjourn, we're going to take a short break as that we've got some computer update information for the council that we have someone here to help some people with. We're going to do that briefly, and then we're going to have a meeting of the whole, and we're going to have the second session of